Hello, this episode is actually going to be really damn important, so welcome back to a very important episode. Another quickie that I'm going to ramble off, but it all comes down to your journey. Like our end goal. We come into it wanting to look better, feel better, achieve a certain look with our body, focused on body, blah, blah, blah. But it's almost like setting the GPS on the end direction and then putting it on mute because there's no directions. You just want to know that there's that end direction and then you don't get the directions. Whereas when you focus on the process, that shit is going to get you along the journey. And if you think about your journey as the destination, it's about the destination traveled. Not the destination, the distance traveled. The distance is your life gains, your experience gains. It's the stuff that adds to your life. It's the stuff that you experience, the stuff that grows you. But this quote that I just want to really, really focus on today is every single action you take is a deposit or a withdrawal into the person that you want to become, the life you want to live, and the way you envision yourself. Mind, body, living, confidence. It is a deposit or a withdrawal into that confidence in yourself. Because if you keep, not keeping your promises to yourself, what is that telling you? You're not developing confidence in yourself. That's purporting the identity of someone who can't do something because you just told yourself that you want to do something and now you're flaking on it. And this also comes down to realistic expectations, because so many of us start off with these vast goals. They're all cool to have, but how the hell are you getting there? It's almost like that podcast I put up about the ladders. You can have ladders with rungs that actually start pretty close to the ground, pretty damn close to each other, so it's easier to get to the top. Or you can have them miles high and apart, and you don't come to these ladders bare naked. You come to them with baggage. The more baggage you have, the harder either of those ladders are going to be. But you need to make shit easier for yourself. You can't willpower your way to success. You can't just discipline yourself on the way to success. Because it needs to start somewhere, and it needs to start with you celebrating your wins, realizing how you want to feel, and being realistic with yourself, being aware, taking ownership. Because it's so easy to say, oh, I don't feel like doing that. Oh, can I move this? And being too lenient with yourself. But that's the exact same shit that got you to where you are now. There are some things that you actually need to be stricter on yourself for. And it gets so hard when social media just doesn't allow that anymore. It's almost like they shame people for making things that way, actually forcing themselves to do stuff. But it's well, if you don't, nothing's going to change. You can stay comfortable or you can change. And this is why this conversation is so tricky, because it's oh, I don't want to hear that, not listening to you anymore. But at the same time, no one actually thinks back to where they started from. Yeah, cool, everything's easier for them now. But how long have they been doing it for? What is their environment? Everybody has different circumstances, different environments, different personalities, different things that mean they take different approaches. Some people may need to make more sacrifices. And sacrifices don't mean freaking losing your life. It could be something as simple as, okay, I need to make this sacrifice, make myself uncomfortable, waking up earlier in the morning to actually get my workout in before my day starts. But if all you think about is a sacrifice you have to make and what you're losing, versus what you gain, that's where everything goes down, because that's what everybody does. They don't focus on how good does it make you feel? What is it doing for you in the long run? Because we are still so focused on just that destination, not the person we're becoming. I had a conversation with someone yesterday who almost flaked on an award submission for uni. Oh, wait, for a work, sorry. Because it was too hard. It was challenging. She was going to flake on it. She was overthinking it, trying to be perfect. And then I'm like, you know what's funny? It's funny how this all relates to exactly what you're doing right now with your fitness and your health journey, mate. She's like, yeah, I could see that. And that's the thing. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Are you going to give up when times get tough, or are you going to push through? Like, why else? That's why I find so many things in life so much easier now. That's why I have the confidence I have now. I had a conversation with a guy yesterday who listened to my podcast and said, I don't have any self-worth, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, mate, I lived my whole life without that. Lived it without confidence, blah, blah, blah. And it all grew. One step at a time. It's not something you just wake up into overnight like Cinderella, fairy godmother, clicking her fingers. You don't turn from a pumpkin into a gorgeous carriage. Like, it doesn't work that way. You need to put in the time, the effort, the consistency, and it's all worth it, but it's never going to feel that way if all you think about is what it's taking away and what you lack. You need to actually celebrate your damn wins. And if you're surrounding yourself with people who only bring you down, who aren't supporting you on your way, what do you think is going to be the outcome? And it's harder when we attach ourselves to these identities and when we don't actually believe in ourselves, when we don't have the self-worth, because it's like, well, no one else will like me. No one else will want to put up with me. Then I'll be lonely. It's like, yeah, they will. Community. Like, if you want to get nerdy on it, look up the neurobiology of community. The neuroscience of it all. Because it's strong. And that's why I always talk about how much Team Ruby and the Team Ruby group means to me. Because that community actually is one of the strongest things. Like, why else do you think people are willing to still go to group fitness classes, still look the same, still not be happy with their body, but they do it because they do it? Like, because of community. And the thing that COVID has shown us more than anything is how important it is to have that connection. And it's made us even more online with it all. And it goes to show us it can be done. It really can. Everything just needs a shift in perception as well. Like, yeah, I hope that gave you a little spike up the bum. But think about it as every single thought you make, every single action you make, or action you don't make, is either a withdrawal or a deposit into the bank account of the life that you want to live. And if you just keep taking withdrawals, you're gonna hit rock bottom. Like, there's gonna be nothing there. And then what? And if something doesn't go to plan, you don't have to wait until the next day, the next week. Pick yourself up with the next actionable deposit you can make. Okay? It all counts. Every single deposit is an investment into the person that you want to become. Love you all.